John Deere LT133 with a Kohler CV13S. Starts right up cold. Runs for 10 minutes and dies. Checked spark immediately and plenty of spark, tried to eliminate coil. Removed and cleaned carb thoroughly and still same issue. Restarts fine and then dies within a minute or two. Sits overnight and restarts and runs 10 minutes then dies. Replaced fuel pump last season. Checked the hole in top of fuel tank cover and seems clear. Pulling my hair out here. Ugh.
Welcome to Just Answer Small Engines. Let me try to help you. Full size image.
Great.
Check the #XXXXX fuel solenoid. It can shut off the fuel if it loses voltage or gets hot and quits working.
Which one is that and where is it located?
It is the solenoid in the base of the carburetor, holding on the bowl. Or do you have one?
Mine does not have a solenoid locked it there. Just the bowl screw.
Well, that eliminates that.
Lol. See why I'm pulling my hair out on this one.
Try a test line from the inlet of the fuel pump, back into the fuel filler or a separate container.
Did that. Plenty of fuel inline.
You could have problem with fuel supply.
Both ends of filter. Took line off carb. Turned it over and pumps out fine. Bowl is always full. I see you scratching your head.
Okay, let me opt out. Greetings, my name is and I am here to help the best I can. My goal is 100% satisfaction. Let's get started. Hard to tell if the bowl is always full unless it is see-through. Next time it dies, crimp the fuel line to the carburetor with a pair of forceps, then pull the bowl off and check the fuel level. Could be the knead and seat and the floater not allowing the bowl to remain full. Next idea, next time it acts like it is going to mess up, take the gas cap off. Run it with no gas cap and see if it is any better. If the vent in the gas cap fails, it will prevent fuel flow, suction, which releases over time. Also, it could be vapor locked. Try using a higher octane gas such as at least 89 or even 92. Never use 87.
Thanks, James. Your thinking is the same lines I have been thinking about. I'm not a mechanic, but damn, there is not that much to these small engines, and this one is driving me nuts this past week. Sheesh, I fixed a golf cart for a friend. Got 2 outboard motors running. You'd think I could fix this one. In the morning I am going to fire it up without the gas cap on it and run it. I'm still trying to get my yard mowed. Seems at 10 minutes a time I will finally be done in time to start over. Mowing about 2 acres, I also thought I could put some fuel in a spray bottle, and when it starts to die give it a little spray into the carb, and if it takes off then I would know it's starving for fuel at that point. Thought I would add that last summer it would do this same problem, but not until I was almost finished mowing the entire yard. Started out this summer the same until now. I did not change anything, that it should have just started to do this and only last 10 minutes before dying out. Also, when it starts to die I can flutter the throttle and keep it running for another 30 seconds to a minute, and then it starts to die again and I cannot keep it running fluttering the throttle. Okay, I will let you know what happens tomorrow morning. Have a good night. Richard.
Let me know if you need more help. I am eager to find out what happened when you tried my suggestions. Did it help? Do you have other questions? Please let me know. I am on a cliffhanger.
Good morning, James. I'm also losing sleep over this one. Heck, small engines are not that hard to diagnose. I've repaired a few already this summer for friends. Outboards, golf carts, etc. The reason I have not gotten back to you is twofold. First, the obvious, 4th of July, and second, the weather here has been terrible with 100 plus temps and 110 heat index. Yep, we're getting killed here in Minnesota and not used to this heat up here. It is my intention to go out this morning and pull the gas cap off, start and run it, and see if it continues to run past 10 minutes. To me, it just feels like a vapor lock or a lack of air. The question is why. Maybe the valve on the cap is bad, although it seems fine and I can blow air through it. Maybe after running it for a bit it gets sucked closed. We'll see. I'll let you know. Richard.
If you really think it could be vapor lock, and with a 110-degree heat index if absolutely could be, then skip the 89 octane gas, and start over with a clean empty tank and fresh excellent quality 92 octane gas. Vapor lock is less likely with higher octane gas. Also, route any fuel lines further away from the engine block or transmission or other things that are likely to get hot and warm up the gas. Temp here in southern Indiana is 101 with heat index of 108, so I am right here with you. Also, check your compression and see what it is cold, then what it is when it dies. You may have a valve or valve seat problem. Could be a loose valve guide or loose valve seat or even a head gasket problem that gets worse when the block heats up.
Good morning, James. Well, guess what? I fired up the JD this morning and just left the gas cap completely off. Put the girlfriend on it and let her go to town. Now the mower had been dying around the 10 minutes mark, and this morning it is still running 25 minutes in as I write this. It must be that valve locking up that is located on the top of the gas cap. Had me guessing though, because I could blow air through that valve and it seemed like it was operating fine. I guess not. LOL, this is truly a relief as I was not in the position to buy another rider and I hit the road for work in a couple of weeks. I was hoping to nurse this one along for this summer and then purchase a 500 series JD next spring. Anyways, thank you for all of your help. You were much more helpful than the first guy who opted out within minutes of the beginning dialogue about the issue with the mower. You seem as you truly care. Now off to my next repair. I bought a boat with a 30-horse Evinrude outboard this past spring. It did not have any throttle response and would die when I gave it throttle, but it would idle. I cleaned the carb and still had the same problem. Turns out the choke was dumping fuel non-stop and loading it up. Replaced the choke and adjusted the idle jet and it seemed 80% better, but still did not have the throttle response it should. I would give it throttle and it would take a few seconds to get up to speed. Well, this issue got worse a little over a week ago at the end of a few hours of fishing. I let the boat sit due to the heat we had here and worried about the mower. Took the boat out the other day and had the same problem. give it throttle and it choked and died. If I would flutter the throttle back and forth quickly, I could get it to stay running and get up to speed. Well, as the day went on, it became time to head home, so I fired it up and I decided to check and see if I was getting too much fuel or starving for fuel, so I pulled the choke, which with this motor just squirts fuel in the carb each time you pull it out, and she took right off. With a big smile on my face knowing it's starving for fuel, I got it home and removed the cowl. As I was glancing at the carb, I realized there is a jet in the front of the carb just above the bowl that I did not unscrew or clean when I had it off the first time. I did some research and found a schematic of the carb, and it turns out that jet is a high-speed jet. So, since our heat wave here finally broke and the mower is still running, I am going to take the boat motor back apart and clean that jet and hope it fixes my issue. Lots to come apart since it has electric start, so I am kicking myself for missing that jet the first time, but it is what it is. Wish me luck. Richard.
Great. I am glad we got it all fixed up. Replace gas cap with new one to keep gas from evaporating and oxidizing and turning to gum and varnish, leading to gummed up carb. Before moving to next repair, we must have you rate this question first, else I am working for free, which I cannot. I am sure you understand. Also, I will need to direct you to the boats department for the next question afterwards.
Yes, I will rate your help so you can get paid. I really wasn't asking for help on the boat, just mentioning it for the most part. I think I got this one figured out. Have a super day. Richard.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.